So I'm doing three of my favorite things. I'm on the boat. I'm at anchor in Blakely Harbor on Bainbridge Island with this great view of downtown Seattle. I'll have to do a still shot of it. Smoking my pipe, a Hackert, Jake Hackert. I got this for my birthday a few years ago. Forgot to turn the VHF off, sorry. And reading. And this is a favorite book of mine, The Venturesome Voyages of Captain Voss. A guy who took a 36-foot, 38-foot native canoe, decked it over, put 3 masts on it, and virtually sailed it around the world. In like 1906. My God. He started out from Victoria, British Columbia. It is such a great read. Oh my God. And it's so appropriate. I mean, I'm a support boat for one of the tribal canoes on the annual canoe journey. So they've all gone and done their thing. All the other support boats are at this Seattle marina and they're shoehorned in there. Here I am floating on the anchor, just this wonderful motion in a beautiful place. Life is good. Life is really good. Anyway, this book, there's Captain Voss. What a character. Oh my goodness. So I'm smoking some Drama Reserve from McClellan. You know, it's one of those Oriental mixtures, I guess you'd say. I don't know. It's probably the equivalent of a Virginia, but grown on the Drama Peninsula, right? So is that Greece? I don't know. I haven't been over there, so I don't really have a sense of the lay of the land. Anyway, pretty darn great. Even got a little sailing into it. That was fun. Yeah, that's good. It's really smooth. Nice. Somebody better pick up where McClellan left off, I tell you. I don't know. It's a loss. So a boat is kind of like your own little island. You know, it's your own little, in this case, 28-foot long self-contained island. And there's just something about the motion at anchor. It just kind of floats. It's unique and it's wonderful. So we have one more day, and then I'm going to head up to Paulsbo. This is a Freedom yachts. They were made in Rhode Island. They're out of business now, but there aren't too many on the West Coast, but a few. So the owners get together once a summer and do a rendezvous, they call it. So we're rendezvousing in Paul's boat. So I can't miss that. I went to one in Port Ludlow one time. That was fun. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. But at the moment, it's the canoe journey, so that's where we're at. And luckily, the weather is great. If anything, it's too hot. But we're down here on the water, so that makes it better. It just makes me laugh. I read it a couple of times, actually, through the years. And it is just remarkable. So sometimes the canoe will come up alongside and we'll take a break, and people use the head or just stretch their legs, you know, something like that. So I'll read to them. I have a historical atlas, so if we're off the point where something interesting happened, I'll read about that. And there's some really good stuff to read in here, I'll tell you. Just how he came to get the canoe. The Tillicum. Wow. Carved from a cedar log, a half of a cedar log. And it went around the world. Amazing. So we're out in Puget Sound, sailing upwind, so the boat is sailing itself. Coming off the canoe journey, and then a Freedom Yacht rendezvous. This is a Freedom Yacht. They're made in Rhode Island in the 80s into the 90s, a little later. In business no longer, sadly. But owners up here in the Pacific Northwest get together once a year and have a rendezvous. So we meet up at a marina and talk boats, you know. It's fun. Great fun. Really a smoky atmosphere today. Not like last year quite, but clearly there's a lot of forest fire action around. Smoking a J. Cackert. And what am I smoking in here? You know, it's from the Kitsap Pipe Club meeting yesterday. Thank you, Josh and Allie, for hosting that. That was a lot of fun. Seems to me Eric had some, what was it, Eric? I don't know who had that. Some Rattray's, I don't even remember now. I should write this stuff down. It's a tasty smoke, though. So a little breeze, probably seat of the pants, I'd say 7 to 8 knots, 8 knots max. So we're just kind of putzing along here. You get a little gust that's like maybe 10 to 12 knots. It's kind of fun. Kind of perks things up. So, as I'm sailing along here, wheel locked and the boat steering itself, I'm reading The Venturesome Voyages of Captain Voss around the world in the Tillicum in 1901. So there's a picture of a dugout canoe carved from a cedar log that he bought from an older Indian fella in Victoria, BC, who said the Indian guy said his father carved it 50 years before. So a journalist approached Voss here There's a picture of him. And said, hey, I'll write a book. If you sail the boat, we'll go around the world, or at least across 3 oceans. So, and your share will be $2,500. So, drop everything and do it, you know. It's kind of funny, but it's a great read. I'll tell you what, very inspiring. So they did put oak stringers every 24 inches, and put 300 pounds of lead screwed onto the bottom of a keelson. Decked it over, added about, 8 inches of height to the gunnels, and then decked it over. Put 3 masts on, all that could be raised and lowered from the cockpit, just like this boat. 1 winch. All the sail controls come aft on either side here. So not a new concept, but a good one. So anyway, it's a great read. And so what a great place to be reading about that, out in the middle of Puget Sound, sailing along, you know. It makes me laugh just to think about it. Life is good. Here we are, just kind of sailing along in the wake of some power boats. You know, the great thing about these rendezvous is that you see what other people have done to their boats that are very similar. It's like, I could do that. So, the tide's against us now. I'm trying to make for Kingston, but we'll see. The breeze isn't really strong enough to be compelling. So, at some point we may have to turn the motor on, but we'll just bop around for a while. It's fun.